Hi there, Wilson families. This is your principal, Mrs. Childers, and I have a few announcements and kind of things that I wanted to be able to explain so that you can hear my tone and get some details that sometimes get lost in the newsletter because it's a very busy season for everyone. The last few weeks of school have lots of excitement, they have lots of opportunities, and they have lots of changes to routines and schedules, which for some students is exciting and breaks up the last few weeks, and for some students is stressful. And so knowing those changes that are coming are helpful to families, and that way you and your student and kids, you guys can prepare for it too. So a few things. Number one, a big thanks to all of the families and students and PTA for the support that you have so generously showered on teachers this week. If you haven't written that teacher thank you letter yet, please do. Just pick one or more. But if every student picked one teacher to either verbally or write a note to and say thank you, we'd have over 1,000 messages of appreciation and gratitude for all the things that your teachers do, both in your classrooms and behind the scenes to prepare a learning environment. So thank you, Wilson teachers. You guys are amazing. The second thing is next week, we continue our Wilson Testing Center to do our STAAR testing. And we have two big tests that almost everyone in the building is impacted by. And so I'm going to share my screen. That way you guys can see and follow along with the newsletter too, so that it also helps me. But the big deal is next Tuesday, we're having our STAAR assessment for math, unless you took algebra, which we do have a couple 100 kids who took algebra, but everybody else, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, you're going to show up and show out for your math STAAR. And they'll take that in the morning, and then they'll have lunch in their classrooms. They need to bring a sack lunch, no microwavable stuff, but sack lunch, or they can pick one up in the cafeteria before school. And then after the test, reading materials, and then we'll be back on our schedule for the afternoon. Wednesday, they take their second test of the week, and that's their reading. And that is literally every student in the building, unless they're a STAAR Alt 2 student, they are taking their reading test. So same thing, they're going to bring their charged Chromebook, a sack lunch, and then something to do after the test. We are closed to visitors on those days, and so just as a context for this. Then Thursday, we have regular school. Friday, we have our big Apex Obstacle course. We do still need a few parent volunteers, so that's an opportunity for you. We have an alternate bell schedule, but at 2:15 to 4 o'clock for the students who have made that fundraising goal, and you guys are doing awesome. 6th and 7th grade are going just amazing over it. 8th grade, I know you guys generally tend to do things on the second week versus the first week, but especially if that's an event you want to qualify for, you have one more week to be turning in those donations, reaching that fundraising goal. And right now I've got 240 students who will be at that event. That night, yes, we're going to be busy and tired. We have our dance and activity night. This is our first dance of the year for all grade levels, and it's been a couple years since we've had a dance. So that means some of you have never been to a middle school dance. So we need to talk about some expectations ahead of time, both for students and families. So next Friday, 6 to 8:30 for 6th and 7th grade. 8th grade stays a little bit longer. You're going to pick up in the back parking lot, and that's where drop off and pickup are, unless your student is walking or riding their bike. The theme is Hollywood red carpet. If you've seen anything from the Met Gala or from Hollywood red carpets, it goes from really fancy to regular, comfortable jeans and cool outfits. It's what you're comfortable with. So some students might dress up, but most will be more casual. This is not a prom, and it's not even a semi-formal, but some kids like to do a little bit fancier, a more Sunday dress, that kind of thing. NISD student dress code is still in place. We're middle schoolers, this is not high school proms, and so we're still keeping shoulders covered, keeping length appropriate, mostly because it is a dance and activity night. So it's hard to play some of these games and do some of these things when you're wearing outfits that are restricted or too hot, and you're in the gym, playing volleyball, and then you're going to the choir room and doing karaoke. So you want to be comfortable, but cute. So we get that. What you're going to bring your ID badge and your ticket and any cash for concessions or the book fair. Your ticket will cover your entrance, but any extra food and things like that, you'll bring some cash for. Our PTA has an event for that. You will bring your ID badge. We only have Wilson students at these events. So when you buy your ticket, you get your ticket wristband. We confirm who you are when you come in so that we make sure we have all the right people at this event. Tickets are going to be on sale all next week before school and during lunches, $5 a ticket or $4 with a canned good. And again, anyone can attend, any current Wilson students with their fines paid off. So you parents, you get an email about this. Kids, you can ask Ms. Conyers in the CAP Center if you owe any fines. So yes, the 30 IDs that you've been accumulating, that adds up. Parents, sometimes you guys want to know, can I come with them? Socially speaking, this is as a student dance. So we do have adults there as chaperones and supervisors. That comes through PTA. So if you're an adult who wants to help in the karaoke room, help in the courtyard, help in the gym, help in the cafeteria where the DJ is and all of that, then you will sign up through PTA and you'll be an approved, go through the approval process to be an NISD volunteer, but we would welcome you. Otherwise, you're going to take your pictures at home before you come to the dance, because inside the building, only those approved volunteers with background checks and our current students are there. Afterwards, you're going to get picked up to go home. There is no in and out. So families, please know that if your student says at 7:30, I'm going to walk home, we let them walk home just like it's after school. But if they came back at 7:45 and said, never mind, I want to come back in, there are no in and outs. So also, don't be the last kid picked up, right? So make plans as a family for you to be here at 8:30 or 8:45 at the latest for 8th grade. Be ready to pick them up. And that way you can have your date night, whatever you guys want to do, but just be back here so that your student isn't the last one picked up. Everything else is in the newsletter, more details about the Apex fundraising. Also, our immunizations for incoming 7th graders, athletics, physicals. And then the last piece that I wanted to make sure that you saw was this one, schedules. If you have not verified your schedule for next year, it is in an email sent to you from the district called course requests. If you search in your thing, course request 2022, you'll find it. I do the same for my students. And then you're just going to double check, are these the classes that they wanted to be in? That way we can staff for you, and your student in August will have seamless, their schedule will be perfect, and we won't have to worry about that then. Okay, I'll have more updates for you next week, but this is our big one. We've got a lot of events coming up, like I shared with you, and I wanted to make sure that you knew so that your student or you guys didn't miss out on anything. We are going to finish strong the next 3 weeks. Students, please be aware that our expectations and student code of conduct is still in place. I would hate for anybody to miss any of the events that we have for a careless decision. That includes, for example, horseplay that escalates into an incident, a vape, things like that, that are just things that you've gone all year, you know better, you can do better. Please keep it together so that you don't miss out an amazing memory, the yearbook signing kind of things, those end of year activities that make it so special and fun. I want you to be able to participate. Families, this is a good time to have that conversation with your student to make sure that they're in it to win it for the next few weeks. And that way we can finish strong together. You guys are the best. Please reach out to me or any member of our staff if you have questions, especially academic ones with the teachers, behavioral ones with the APs, so that we can support you and your student as we finish this year strong. Have a great day living the Wildcat way. We truly are better together.